Patrol to deploy into California cities to deal with rising crime. He's trying to pretend like he's Mr. Tough on crime, but we know the truth. Coming up, I'll expose how deceptive and dishonest Newsom is with this latest move and why it has everything to do with his race for the White House. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California and a California state legislator. Oh, and this is Rich. Governor Newsom held a press conference this week where he announced that he's getting tough on crime and he's so much better than Donald Trump, and he's deploying the California Highway Patrol into a couple cities. Now, none of this is real. The media in California, of course, liberal and lazy as the day is long, fell for it and is parroting Newsom's little press announcement as though it's somehow meaningful. I'm going to walk through how he's done this stunt before, gotten a bunch of favorable coverage, and it has had zero impact on any sort of law enforcement, minimal impact on arrests. I mean, it's all a stunt. We've got the receipts, and I want to show them to you. But we also need to make sure that we see this for what it is. This is Gavin Newsom running for president. And this guy is corrupt, dishonest, and incompetent. He is a failure. We cannot allow him to step foot in that Oval Office. The way we think we can stop him is not just exposing his lies and his failures, but in this November special election, with Proposition 50, his corrupt redistricting scheme, if we defeat him on Prop 50, he's done. Humiliating. If he can't carry a ballot measure fight in his own blue state to stop Trump and tip the scales of Congress in favor of the Democrats, if he can't do that, then Democrat voters around the country are going to look at him as what he really is, which is all fluff and no substance. And so we're urging you, if you are upset with Gavin Newsom and know that he is a scammer, go to defendfairelections.org, defendfairelections.org. That is our campaign website, ground zero in the fight to get no on 50 in this special election. Ballots arrive in a matter of weeks, so we don't have a lot of time to prepare. I need you to do three things. Number one, familiarize yourself with the arguments against Prop 50. We lay out the simple 7 reasons to vote no on this site. Second, please chip in a contribution. We need gas in the tank. Third, please sign up at the bottom of the website. At the bottom of the website, you just put in your first name, last name, email, phone, and zip code, and you are tethered into our growing movement to take back the state from far left insanity. Also, we have a number of events for California voter ID and no on Prop 50 coming up when ballots arrive in mailboxes in early October, all the way through November 3rd. Please find an event in your area. I'd love to see you at one of our events statewide. Let's get into the announcement made. Here's KCRA. Big headline: Governor Newsom to ramp up state law enforcement presence in major cities. Now, remember why this is being done, right? You do know why this is being done. Because of this. Trump claims we're against crimes. Democrats like crime. Trump deployed the National Guard into the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., because it's been a crime-infested hellhole for as long as I know. And it's had remarkable success. Even the mayor of Washington, D.C., Muriel Bowser, had to admit the obvious. Mayor Bowser reverses course, admits Trump federal crime crackdown is working. Bowser cites an 87% reduction in carjackings during the 20-day federal law enforcement deployment. Getting results. Of course, all the liberal media howled, and all the Democrat politicians across the country howled and said, this is terrible, this is authoritarian. And voters in those cities were saying, yeah, bring it on. Give us more. We finally have a bit more safety in our neighborhoods. So Gavin Newsom saw this and saw that Trump was sniffing around in other Democrat blue cities around the country. So what Newsom has done in recent days is he started tweeting out false comparisons. He's like, oh, California is safer than Louisiana, Speaker Johnson's home state. When you take a look at the overall stats in California and you compare them with the overall stats in Louisiana for the state, there are some comparisons where you can cherry pick and say, well, look, you see, there's a violent homicide rate that's higher in this state per capita. Well, hold on a second. If you take the blue city of New Orleans out of the Louisiana numbers and compare, that's right, California, much, much more dangerous. Even if you take San Francisco, LA, and San Diego, the three big urban areas, and compare them to other blue cities, we have more crime in those cities per capita. And that's just comparing blue cities. So you've got a crime problem in this country that really is based upon blue-run cities, Democrat-run cities and states. And so when you say, well, let's compare this state to that state, well, if they've got a large blue city, like Memphis, Tennessee, or Little Rock, Arkansas, or New Orleans, these are the three states he keeps going back to and saying, oh, look at this. You have to adjust for those Democrat-run cities. And remember, the vast majority of law enforcement is not the state doing the work. It's your local police department, your local district attorney. And if you have a Soros-installed district attorney who literally is a lapdog rather than a watchdog, who's on the side of the criminals versus the crime victims, if you don't have a city council and a mayor that give the police department the resources they need, and instead have them focusing on personal pronouns and DEI, you're going to have a problem. It's all about the blue cities. And so all of these discussions and comparisons, complete BS. When you look at cherry picking the numbers, you got to look at where crime and law enforcement really happens, and that's at your localities. So here's Gavin Newsom. I'm going to play his media clip, and then I'm going to expose the lie. Here's Newsom at his press conference.
That we're going to be expanding this operation, building on the success that is now included over 9,000 arrests statewide, a effort that will now take shape on border division down in San Diego. We're going to advance this effort down in LA to other parts.
We're going to talk about the border in just a moment, okay? I love the fact that he brings up the border because I have a stat that's going to blow your mind away.
Parts of the Central Valley, not just limited to Bakersfield, in partnership with Mayor Go there in San Bernardino. And we're going to expand this operation in a collaborative that continues to include the cities and counties, our partners in the sheriff's office and local law enforcement agencies. These operations will be targeted. They'll be data-driven. They'll be focused on the basis of intelligent gathering that's coming from different law enforcement agencies on the basis of these existing task forces and existing relationships.
Oh, boy. Criminals are really going to shake in their boots. He's forming task forces. He's going to use data. More on this in a minute. I've got the receipts.
And these will be unannounced efforts. Teams, minimum teams of 15. They'll include K-9 teams. They'll include lieutenants, sergeants, and 10 plus officers. Will surge up. And the commissioner can talk a little bit more about how he sees these teams operating. They'll be mobile. They'll work on a regional basis. And as I noted, they'll be.
So he's got little teams that he's going to deploy, which is what we call window dressing, press conference stunts. So what they do is they go in with CHP officers. They do something. They usually go and talk to a police chief saying, hey, do you got an existing search warrant that you're going to be executing? Go to the sheriff's office. Do you have a search warrant you're going to execute? Hey, how about we ride along? By the way, we're going to bring a couple media cameras along with us. And then we're going to do a press availability afterwards. This is like a politician saying, oh, I'm going to fix the roads. They go out, they fill one lousy pothole. Don't be fooled by this. These quote unquote 15 task force teams that we're going to send around, and it's going to be unannounced, and it's not going to be formal. It's going to be here and there, but we'll make sure we issue the press release, because that's what it's all about. It's about the window dressing, the politician filling the ceremonial pothole while letting the rest of your streets fall to crap.
Basis, and as I noted, they'll be expanded. If he is to invest in crime suppression,
he's talking about Trump now. This is what this is all about. Trump lives rent-free in his head.
I hope the President of the United States would look at the facts. Just consider Speaker Johnson's state.
There he goes. He's got his little, look at this. 4 times higher when you take a look at this stat. Try again without the blue run city of New Orleans in the mix.
The murder rate, that's nearly 4 times higher than California's. So
he says in his hometown state. Try comparing his district average stats with the state of California.
In Louisiana, this Speaker Johnson, 4x higher. I'm just offering.
No, that would be the Democrat mayor of New Orleans. I lose track of them because most of the Democrat mayors of these big cities are getting indicted every couple of years for various schemes.
Offering this, again, you've not seen this on Fox News, so President may not be familiar with these facts. So I want to present some facts to the President of the United States.
So I'm here to present some facts. It's like, a kid that had someone else do his book report, showing up in class, he's failed completely and is demanding that the teacher give him some sort of credit.
And this is alarming to the president to learn these facts, particularly Speaker Johnson, who's been such a strong partner and ally in these efforts. So the carnage in Louisiana is well defined.
Of course, no one in the media points out, well, isn't Louisiana mainly focused, the crime problem is really concentrated on one city, New Orleans, crime infested? Nah, can't have the media do any of that under the hood analysis.
His state of mind doesn't seem to be focused on the issue of crime and violence. It's about an expression of authoritarianism.
Okay. You're not focused on crime and violence. You're focused on running for president. So let's review the bidding here. Gavin Newsom has presided over 15 years of reckless policies, such as Prop 47, Prop 57, AB 108, all of these bad policies that basically favor the criminals and strip law enforcement of any tools, prosecutors of any ability to arrest and punish criminals. That has been the legacy of Newsom's coddle the criminal policies that he and the Democrats have supported in California. The result, a massive crime wave in our state, smash and grabs, property crimes, and yes, violent crimes. So the voters rose up and said, we're sick of it. Prop 36 in the 2024 election, we collected 1 million signatures. We put it on the ballot. Now, Newsom and the Democrats in the legislature were given ample opportunities to pass Prop 36 on their own. They refused to 6 years running. So the voters did all the hard work, forced it on the ballot. Newsom and Democrats tried to threaten and extort and bully the backers of Prop 36 into backing down and taking it off the ballot. They tried putting their own poison pill initiative on the ballot. They opposed it with a big expenditure in the November 2024 election, but voters voted for it by a landslide margin. 68.7% voted yes, including San Francisco. It carried every county, by the way, by a majority vote at least. Then Newsom refused to respect the will of the voters. When Prop 36 went up for funding in the state budget, he zeroed it out. It doesn't do you much good if you have citizens saying, we're going to give police and prosecutors back the tools and the legal authority to go out and get the criminals and prosecute them. And then we figure out what the cost is. And Newsom says, no, I'm not going to pay for that. If you don't have police officers, if you don't have prosecutors, if you don't have the tools, the funding, then you're not going to have any sort of impact on crime. That's what he did. None of the news stories point out that this is a guy saying, I'm deploying CHP but he refuses to fund Prop 36 to give existing police and prosecutors the ability to do their jobs. We know why this is being done. It's not to do any real enforcement. It is to do PR. Remember, Newsom said, I'm deploying some teams to the border. Oh, he did this in 2024, leading into the November 2024 election, trying to help out Biden at the time before he was removed and replaced by Kamala. Governor Newsom more than doubles the deployment of the National Guard to crack down on fentanyl smuggling. The actual number of people went from 22 individuals in the National Guard to 44. So an extra 22 people sent down to the border. What are 22 people going to do over that large stretch of border, particularly when you have a federal administration with Biden at the time that had an open door policy? No, you know who cracked down on the border? That's right, Donald Trump. Wasn't for a PR stunt. He did it for real. How about this one? This deploy the CHP to some of these cities. Well, Newsom's already tried this dog and pony show in August of 2024. Again, leading into an election. Do you see the pattern here? August 2024, and here's Cal Matters, which is a liberal-leaning blog. It says that Newsom has deployed California Highway Patrol officers to Oakland. All right. That's what he's proposing this week. He's already done it. But Cal Matters kicked the tires and asked the district attorney for Alameda County, hey, has there been any impact? Well, the CHP claimed that, quote, this is from the governor's office, has made 747 arrests, recovered more than 1,500 stolen vehicles, and seized 74 guns. That's what the CHP took credit for. Oh, but again, a left-leaning blog. Some police watchdog expressed skepticism about those numbers. Cal Matters requested documentation from CHP and the governor, but did not receive it by press time. Better yet, listen to this. A spokesperson for Alameda County District Attorney Price said her office has received only 11 cases connected to the CHP surge. Quote, their numbers obviously don't match our numbers. This is BS. Dog and pony show. Fluff. Window dressing. But again, let's not just trust Trump's numbers. Let's ask the Democrat mayor of Washington, D.C. 87% reduction in carjackings during a 20-day federal law enforcement deployment. Look, friends, this is not about your safety. This isn't about the governor doing his job. This is about the governor running for president. Plain and simple. The only thing this guy cares about is his safety, his career advancement. And shame on the liberal media in California and nationally for carrying his water and allowing him to perpetuate a lie. The media is literally covering every press conference, which is it's a campaign press conference. Newsom is using state resources for political theater. This time it's on crime. It'll be on some other issues down the road. We've seen this pattern since he, launched his campaign years ago. But it's increasingly happening because he realizes that 2028 is just around the corner and he really, this is his time. The best way for us to respond, not just spreading the truth out there with podcasts like this, let's kick his rear end. In the November election, it would drive his campaign into the ground. So we need your help on the No on 50 campaign, defend fair elections. We got to stop Gavin Newsom's corrupt redistricting scheme. Go onto that website, defendfairelections.org, sign up, chip in a contribution, and please RSVP for one of those rallies that we're holding in October as we go on our statewide bus tour to end Gavin Newsom's political career and defend fair elections by winning the No on 50 vote. Until next time, I'm Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state. Reform California with Carl DeMaio is paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly.